Well, as I said, I'm actually the CEO of Robot Lawyer Lisa, and what that company does is it's the world's first impartial AI lawyer. And what that means is it's an expertise automation system whereby we have lawyers that have done a brain dump into a system so that you get all of the knowledge, expertise and nuanced legal and commercial advice that you would expect to get from a human expert. It's quite unique at this point in time because it's where a landlord and a tenant can create a lease document together themselves without the need of a human lawyer at all on the side of the landlord or the side of the tenant. So it hugely cuts down an enormous amount of time, cost, and also it's hugely convenient for all those parties involved. Propteq per se is a huge and a broad area. So what I'd say is that our interest is that we're a legal tech, so it's a legal product service into the property sector, the real estate sector, and particularly for agents who are looking for working smarter, where they want to use legal documents without going to human solicitors and all the costs and time involved in that, but also that part of the market that consumers and business people who own properties themselves as private landlords would use our technology in order to save them, again, time and money, in order to get their residential lease done or a lodger agreement or a commercial lease. Today at the conference, we're actually looking to network with a whole spectrum. Those who have property management platforms, property portals, those who may be estate agents as such, because agents would use these kind of AI tools that we've developed. And also some of the investment crowd as well, to understand the appetite for investing in early stage startups like ourselves, so that obviously as part of our strategy and how we want to grow and reach out to the mass market of 80 to 90% of the consumers and businesses that have never used human lawyers and don't need to anymore, how we could actually reach them through the services and companies that they have. Obviously we're an early stage, we're very nascent. We have developed the tools, but our route to market as such, the challenge is the time it takes to actually make those initial relationships and moving from initial conception where we have done, but actually income generating from big level portals as such. And the challenge is that obviously the time it takes to do that in the sales pipeline, because there's plenty of opportunity and there's plenty of appetite. So it's just how we actually achieve that. In the short term and the mid term, and that plan in order to reach the kind of people that we need to talk to get in front of, for them to have the first mover advantage in getting involved with a company like ours as well, because the challenge is we are actually challenging the norm. We're challenging the norm of how consumers and business people purchase legal service, legal advice and legal documents, and we're a pioneer and a front runner in that. It's certainly the area now and certainly in the future where the whole landscape will start to shift, but we are where other major players were 5-10 years ago, who are now the ones to actually, be looking out for. No, I don't. People are asking me that about legal tech as well. It's an essential part of the full mix of what is required in a digital society where it's AI, robotics, cognitive computing, all kinds of technology is to the fore. And if there isn't a digital element to your business, then it'll be like a dinosaur that will become extinct. So it's really, really important that Propteq does have the media presence that it has now, and even more actually, so it's certainly not hype at all. Don't be like the legal industry, because my whole forte and experience is in legal, and legal was certainly very much behind other industries and sectors in them embracing technology to move forward, to be client-centric and customer-centric. So likewise, my message to the property industry is the same, as in, don't delay, don't spend years or two procrastinating whether or not they should make the first move and the step into embracing Propteq. I wouldn't like to name one in particular. I just admire the first movers who have actually put their heart and soul and money into property portals where they started to open up, making things more convenient and more time efficient and cost effective for the mass market, consumers and business people. And I think any prop tech or prop portal or prop management platform that is anything like that, I truly admire. I would say that because of the real estate industry is changing, because there appears to be more people not just talking about embracing digital, but actively investing in it. Therefore, then further down the line, you were starting to see the benefits for the actual users who are involved in real estate, whether they're buying or selling or renting, moving or whatever. So I'd say that, you know, it's nice to see that there is actual movement and there's walking the walk rather than just talking the talk. So that's great to see. I see it the same as legal tech, actually. You never really know which countries are going to grab the mantle and run with it. You do find that some countries are a little bit behind the UK and some are far ahead, because when you talk about prop tech, just like legal tech, it's a whole industry. So even if you're talking about education, where property intelligence is required, or the new talent coming through and the new employees in the real estate sector, education can fall behind the movement of the innovators and the pioneers who are bringing new product and service into the marketplace. So it's this nice mix of, you know, the next talent coming through, so the prop tech education, like legal tech education, it has to start there, as well as prop tech education within corporates and other companies. That's essential as well. So it's a mix of education and the actual tools and platforms and new digital technologies coming through. And the whole range from what technology might have been around for a while, but it hasn't been reinvented or reimagined and used in a new way that is perfectly possible nowadays. My forte is really about what a specific area of real estate and not so much prop tech, but legal tech moving into, or insure tech or fintech into the real estate vertical. So in the next 5 years, I think you're going to see more of the products like that who want to sell into real estate to make it a much more efficient marketplace and a much more consumer-centric, client-centric marketplace as well. In particular, I think legal tech will have an influence, because all kinds of activity, whether it's transactional or moving, renting as such, requires some form of legal touch point. So, you know, companies like mine, Robot Lawyer Lisa, I think will start to have an impact, but a really positive impact, as I mentioned previously, about the way that it will empower consumers, business people to self-help and self-serve, even if it's just on the legal aspect. And I envisage that there's going to be other industries and sectors that will have a similar model, where they're looking to bring their services and products using digital in order to have that same outcome that's positive for clients and customers.